Hello and Happy New Year, everyone. Here is to our 75th episode and to 75 more. Yeah, perfect. Love that.
You gotta shake it up and spray it.
What are you doing?
Put your thumb on it.
No, I have never done this. Was it not clear?
Put your thumb on it.
It's like it's-
Put your finger over. Shake.
Just liquid now. It's full. It's empty.
You suck.
What part of I've never done this? I don't know what to do. It's unclear.
The funniest was you taking a swig.
Well, yeah, because suddenly there was a seal over this, and it was like, oh yeah, pressure, right into my mouth.
So I think if you do this.
Yeah, it's all just really liquid right now.
You got out here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the finale of Season 9 of Cooking Corner with me, Giuseppe CrimiVaroli. Coincidentally, it's also our 75th episode. And to commemorate the occasion, I'm going to be showing you how to make the best mini molten lava cakes you've ever had. Now, in terms of ingredients, you're going to need the following. You're going to need some Crisco. You're also going to need some sugar. You're going to need some flour and some butter. You're going to need the zest from one orange. You're also going to need some eggs. And finally, you're going to need dark chocolate flavored melting wafers. Now, in terms of hardware, you're going to need the following. You're going to need an electric mixer. You're going to need a wooden spoon. You're going to need a mixing bowl. You're going to need a glass bowl and a metal pan that it fits on top of. This is effectively a double boiler. I'm going to be showing you how to use it later in the video. You're going to need a measuring cup. You're also going to need a scale to weigh your ingredients. You're going to need a microplane to zest your orange. And finally, you're going to need 5 little ramekins with a baking dish to cook them on. Now, you may be asking, Giuseppe, what is a ramekin? Well, I'll tell you. A ramekin is a small ceramic baking dish that souffle is commonly served in. Moving on to step number 1, and step number 1 is going to be clean your Vans. That's right, everyone's got one beat up old pair of Vans lying around, so today we're going to show you how to clean them. Go ahead, turn on your water. You want it nice and warm. You're also going to want Dawn dish soap and an old toothbrush. Once your water is nice and warm, you can stick your Vans underneath them. Get them nice and moist. You want them damp. Get on the bottoms. Rub the soles together. Get on the sides. Pull up the tongue. Get under the tongue. Get your Vans, just in general, nice and damp. Once your Vans are nice and damp, you can go ahead, add some dish soap to your toothbrush. 1 squirt works best for this. And start lathering it on your Vans. Use soft, gentle back and forth strokes in order to get all that dirt and grime out of your Vans. Once you've got the canvas part done, you can move on to the soles. Go ahead and get that saucy white strip nice and soapy. And then you can rinse off all that soap. Repeat this process as many times as it takes to get the dirt out, and then repeat it with your second van. Once your shoes are all clean, you can leave them outside in the sun to air dry for 1 day. Now, before we continue to step number 2, let me explain to you how a double boiler works. Now, what you're going to need is a medium-sized pot with about a ½ inch of water in the bottom. On top of the pot, you're going to put a heat-resistant bowl of some kind. A glass bowl works perfectly. You can use a metal bowl, even another pot. It just needs to fit on top of your first base pot. What wouldn't work is a paper bowl, plastic bowl, or even just your hands. That would probably hurt. Moving on to step number 2. And step number 2 is going to be melt your chocolate and butter in the double boiler. So for this step, you're going to melt 180 grams of your chocolate with a stick and a half of butter. Once you've got your 180 grams of chocolate and your stick and a half of butter in your double boiler, you can turn the heat on and start melting them. This process can take up to 10 minutes, so it's a good time to go ahead and grease and flour your ramekins. So go ahead and rip off a paper towel and fold it in half. Then you're going to want to take a dollop of your grease and go all the way around the inside of your ramekin. Make sure to get the sides and the bottom of the ramekin because you don't want your cake sticking. Once you've greased your ramekin, you want to add about a teaspoon of flour to it, and then turn your ramekin like so to get the flour all over the sides of it. Once you've convinced you've perfectly floured and greased your ramekins, just turn them upside down and give them a little tap to knock that excess flour out of there. When you're done, you should have a very thin and smooth chocolate sauce with all the butter clumps melted out. Once your chocolate and butter have completely combined, you can turn the heat off and remove the bowl from the heat. Be careful not to burn yourself. Once your chocolate mixture is off of the heat, you want to let it cool completely to room temperature. So you need to let it sit undisturbed for about a half an hour. Moving on to step number 4. And step number 4 is going to be beat together your eggs and sugar. So, in your mixing bowl, you're going to beat together 4 eggs. And once they're fully combined, you're going to add a half cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon at a time, all while beating it. Once your eggs are all cracked, just beat them together. Once your eggs are beaten together, you're going to continue whipping them, adding 1 tablespoon of sugar at a time until they've tripled in volume. Now, my 4 eggs beaten together is about 1 cup worth of egg. So we're going to try and get 3 cups worth of egg and sugar. Now, our mixture has tripled in size. It should be light and airy. You can see the bubbles on the top signifying there's air in it. It's also become a lot paler yellow. That is a good sign. Even if it doesn't triple in size, your mixture should be light and airy. Once your egg mixture is done and your chocolate mixture is at room temperature, you're ready to move on to the next step. Before you mix your 2 mixtures together into one, it's a good time to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Now that our oven is heating up, it's time to move on to step number 5. And step number 5 is going to be fold your mixtures together. Now, for step number 5, you're going to want to gently fold your chocolate mixture into your eggs. So, very carefully and a little bit at a time, pour your chocolate mixture in and mix it around with your wooden spoon. Alright? Go ahead and do that now. You're going to want to gently integrate your chocolate mixture to your eggs. So pour in a little bit at a time. And then gently mix it up. You want to fold them together without pressing too much air out of your egg mixture. Bit more chocolate. Once you've added all of your chocolate to your egg mixture, you can switch to the electric beater and mix it together more thoroughly. Once your chocolate mixture and egg mixture are one, you can start mixing in 1 cup of flour a little bit at a time. Once your flour is fully mixed in, you can go ahead and add the zest from 1 orange. So just take your microplane and zest the 1 orange. This is step number 7. Once you've zested your orange, just mix it up with the rest of your batter. Once your batter is fully mixed, you can move on to step number 8. And step number 8 is going to be evenly fill your 5 ramekins. Once you've evenly distributed your batter between your ramekins, you can move on to step number 9. And step number 9 is the bake. You're going to bake your little ramekin cakes for 10 to 12 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So go ahead and stick the little bad boys in there. And bake them for 10 minutes and then we'll check. Now that it's been 12 minutes, our little cakes are ready to come out. So let's check them and see if they're good. Ooh. They're not. Any more time. You shake it. And then shake it. So we left them in for approximately 15 minutes and they're looking great. Let's take them out of the oven and let them cool. How do you know if they're done? When you shake the tray, the middles of the cakes should jiggle very slightly. Time for the final step, which is going to be plating. Now, you've actually baked your chocolate cakes in their own plates. So, the only thing you have to do is dust them with some powdered sugar. And you're ready to enjoy. Now, let's go in for a little taste test. Little hot. That was delicious. That concludes this week's episode and this season of Cooking Corner with me, Giuseppe CrimiVaroli. What a wild ride it was. I had such a great time and I can't wait for next season. If you like this video, leave a like below so I know I did a good job. If you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out new content all the time. If there's something you want to see on the channel, leave it in the comments and I'll try to make it for you. Have a happy new year and I'll see you next season. Bye-bye now.